have been 53, I can't remember. My brother was born when he was in Korea. Came home and built our house, literally, with his hands, and then built a farm. And he farmed until 1969. He had a real bad accident, and he was disabled. And from that point, after he sort of recovered, it was like he had a stroke. Then he used me, 12-year-old me, and we rebuilt a tractor, and we rebuilt a set of planters, and we farmed some land that his daddy had. But I will tell you, his daddy's land was really bad. And there's one point about it that I want to make, because I had forgotten about this story, and it just kind of came out the other night, and I realized that it's exactly relevant to trying to run for Attorney General. And the point is that that land had so much rocks, and every single rock my daddy took as a personal insult. And so he would drag me, and here's Daddy. He could drive by this point, but it was like he had a stroke victim. You know how the stroke victims sometimes can't move their arms, right arm, right leg. That was the way Daddy was. But he got where he could walk and drive. So he'd get me, and I'd get some friends, and we'd pay him whatever, a couple bucks an hour. And he'd pull the truck out in the middle of the field, a pickup truck, and he'd park it in the middle of the most rocky place around. And we would pick up rocks for hours, and we would throw them into the back of the truck. And then after we got the truck more or less full, we'd pull over and we'd, one by one, throw them out. And it just drove me insane. And I finally said to Daddy, we can pick up rocks from now until the end of time. And there's an infinite number of rocks. There will still be an infinite number of rocks. And I was just, I had my 12, 13-year-old, I had my mad worked up. And Daddy, I'll never forget it. He got out of the truck, because he was sitting in the truck, and the ground was plowed, so it's hard to walk on, if you're a little bit disabled. So he got out of the truck, and he kind of walked down. He's holding on the back of the truck, and he walks down, and he leans against the back of the truck, and he literally kind of slid down, and with his left hand, which was good. And it's hard for my daddy to have been injured, because he was an incredible athlete. He was a minor league baseball player, took up golf at 45, and was a scratch golfer in about 2 years. Y'all know what that means in this room. So anyway, he leans over, he picks up a rock, and he holds it up, and he sort of waves it in my face and says, yeah, there may be a gajillion rocks here. And we may not make any difference. But there won't be this rock here. And he threw it in the back of the truck. And I wanted to cry right there in the field. But I can tell you the relevance of that story is, somebody asked me last night, William, do you really think you can make a difference in Columbia? You really think you can make a difference? Sure, you're a good lawyer. Sure, you're mad as heck. Sure, you're motivated. You really? Columbia's a mess. It's a freaking disaster. You really think one person can make a difference? And the fact is, one person can make a difference. And that one person is the Attorney General, because the Attorney General has the power, he has the authority, he has the tools. The tool is the state grand jury. And he has the obligation. And the problem with our current Attorney General is that he is not part of the solution. He is part of the problem. And I can tell you right now, and you can probably tell, the more I go at this, the more pumped up I get, because it just makes me madder and madder and madder. If I become Attorney General, let me tell you, I am glad I'm not running for governor. The governor has a whole spectrum of things they have to think about and worry about. I got one. It's not quite true. There are all kinds of issues in the Attorney General's office, but corruption pervades everything. It's like termites. It's like rot in the foundation of your house. I got one issue, and I'm locked and loaded like a heat-seeking missile on that issue. And if I become Attorney General, I'm not going to take a salary. I'm going to donate my salary to charity, because I'm at the point in life when I can do that, and I have a point to prove. The point to prove is I am not to be bought. And the other point is, I am not running for anything else ever. One of the things you see it nationwide, but you've seen it in South Carolina so far too much, is some guy runs for Attorney General, he gets elected, and as soon as he gets elected, he's running for governor or senator, or who knows what. I'm not running for governor, I'm not running for senator, I'm not running for dog catcher. The other thing I feel very, 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 very strongly about is term limits. Most importantly, term limits for me. There is no way in God's green earth that I would serve more than 2 terms. And I'm going to work like crazy. If Catherine is governor, or any of the other folks are governor, I'm going to work like crazy working with them and going over the legislature, because I think term limits It's not just a good idea, it is a critical idea for the issue of corruption. Now, I approach the whole thing from a fundamental Republican point of view. And y'all haven't asked me, and I'll answer any questions you want in a minute. I won't take forever. I'll do it afterwards. I won't hold your meeting up. But I believe in the sanctity of life. I believe in the Second Amendment, the 10th Amendment. I believe in economic liberty. I believe in low taxes, limited government regulation, religious freedom, and most of all, I believe in government by the people for the people. But what I believe relevant to the Attorney General's office most specifically is I believe that politicians, people who get elected and go to Columbia and enrich themselves, who gorge on the public trough, I believe that those people are leeches. Leeches. And at my age, at 59 years old, I've had great success as a lawyer. I don't want to mince words. I'm a damn good lawyer. I've had great success. And nothing makes me more excited at this stage in my life than to take what I have learned and the skills that I have and apply them on behalf of the people of my home state to change the temperature in Columbia. You want to be corrupt? I'm on your case. Y'all send me to Columbia, I'm going to take names. Send me to Columbia, let me clean house. Thank you.